Nationwide, the show that answers your questions, where we go out and about and hear what is on your mind, and then we try as a panel of contact listeners to listen and then hear what you're saying. So let's start off with our first question.
Do you think it's okay to just experiment with drugs or sex and alcohol and various things that can get you in trouble? Do you think it's okay to just experiment and make sure that it doesn't lead to an addiction?
I mean, why do you think it's something that you wouldn't want people to do?
Well, a lot of times I think experimenting on drugs is because of the fact that you want to try something different and you want to be a rebel. And I think if you're going to experiment with it, then you're more than likely to do it again if you liked it. If you're willing to experiment it, then you're willing to do it again.
Okay. So
if you really liked it.
I think that it could lead to like stronger things. Like if you were to experiment with weed for the first time, then possibly if you liked it, then you're going to be like, hey, I can, do this, because maybe it's a little stronger, maybe it'll affect me differently.
Okay, so it opens you up to more possibilities of harder chemicals. Yeah. Chrissy, what do you think? Experimentation okay or not okay?
I really don't think it is, because just like they were saying, if you're willing to try it for the first time and you like it, you'll be willing to keep on doing it and things like that. I'm really against teenagers going out and doing it.
And, with the sex part of it, is that something that's okay to experiment with, and what are the possibilities? What would happen to somebody if they just experiment? We're just out to try it out. Is that something that you just try it? Jonathan?
Well, I mean, you're always taking the risk of pregnancy or a disease, AIDS or herpes or some other kind of sexually transmitted disease is always there. And plus, having a baby and not being able to take care of it, it's another option.
Right. So not just what could happen during the
Right.
act, but also the consequences of what can happen afterward.
I don't think people realize what comes along with having sex, like the responsibility, and how mature that you have to be able to do that, It's just...
What is that responsibility, Amber?
If you were to get pregnant, then you would have to, be able to hold a job and take care of your kid and just get an education to, you have to think about the future. So.
But even if children are involved, or even if there isn't a sexual transmitted disease, even if the two people walk away and nothing really ever happens as far as a disease or any kind of child comes out of it, are there other things that happen just out of that experimentation, that act, that affect them for the rest of their lives? What are those?
Your morals and your emotional feelings. Because later on it'll hit you, you'll be like, whoa, you'll realize that sex is a very important thing. And I think you'll realize that, and it'll really hit you later on in your life.